JobRack's mini course for job seekers. So in today's video, we're going to talk about frequently asked questions that you guys submit to us here, and we're going to answer them. So without further ado, let's hop right on. First question is, what should I pay attention to when creating my profile? So there are three key things. Always include a picture, an actual photo of yourself where your face is clearly seen, because that's very important in establishing a good connection with employers and making you look more like you're trustworthy. Add your skills, the more the better. Always make sure to add all the skills you possess and rate them with 1 to 5 star rating, and have a great profile description. Next question would be, what jobs can I apply for? So it's simple. Any job you think is great for you. Always make sure you read the whole job description before applying, and if you think you would be a perfect fit for them, feel free to apply. Next question would be, how long will it take for me to find a job? So that's a question no one can actually answer. You might get lucky and get hired on your first application, or you might send many more applications before you get hired. So that's up to you. We always advise our job seekers to stay persistent and not give up, because sooner or later someone will recognize you as their perfect fit. And that's usually the rule that stands for all. It doesn't matter, are you an expert in your field or you're a newbie? There's a lot of companies looking out for newbies, so it's just you want to be persistent, and eventually you will find a great remote job. So this is the question that we get a lot, because working remotely isn't something very common in Eastern Europe. So how can I know I can trust employers? We have real people reviewing all job adverts that come to us. If we find someone who is not trustworthy, we review it with them directly. The vast majority of employers are known to us or someone in our network. So we have never had actually a trust issue between our workers and any of our employers. Of course, there were multiple situations when someone got a job and they simply it didn't work out, they got fired or they quit. But it's very important to say that all the connections made during that period of time and all the rules that were set in the beginning of working for someone remotely, everything has been fine. Everybody gets paid in the end for their effort. It's just a matter if it works out and if it don't. Again, we repeat, we never had a trust issue between our workers and any of our employers. We're always here, of course, to help if you have any concerns. So are there any hidden fees? No, there are no fees at all for job seekers. Registration is completely free. We do not charge anything to our job seekers. You might get this question on your mind, because usually some other networks like Upwork and Fiverr do charge you a certain fee for everything you earn, but here on JobRack everything is completely free for you. How do I get paid? So that's up to you to arrange with your employer. We have a number of recommendations that we know work well for many Eastern Europeans, and that's for you to agree with your new employer. If you find yourself where employer asks you, do you have any advice on how to receive payment without big fees, you can send them our blog post, how to pay your remote employees, and they'll find a lot of useful information for them there. So what happens if I lie on my profile? So quite simply, you'll get found out, and it's not worth it. We have real people checking every single profile that exists in our database, and we find that you've lied. If we find that you've lied on your profile, then we'll simply delete your profile, and you lose out the chance to get great remote jobs with these great employers. Please always be honest with your information on your profile. It doesn't matter if you're not an expert in the field. As we said before, there are many companies looking for newbies as well as more experienced people. The next and last question would be, why do I need to submit my government ID? So submitting your government ID, passport or driving license is pretty much the only way we can actually verify your country of origin. So we do not keep that information. We are 100% GDPR compliant, and once we review it, we destroy it right after. When you submit your government ID for verification and get approved, you will receive a little check mark next to your name, and that will tell employers that you are 100% verified and trustworthy. So guys, if you want to read again this frequently asked questions, you can do that simply by